Face Movement, September the 4th, 2017. And we're putting warnings and watches on Yellowstone Volcano. Before we get into that, we're going to talk about what happened on August the 21st, 2017. On August the 21st, 2017, a total solar eclipse happened from western Oregon and left on eastern United States and South Carolina. And every single religion, belief system, and scholars since the beginning of written history, a total solar eclipse passing through any country, continent, is a bad omen. And the omen stands for death, destruction, war, famine, weather, and rebirth. 33 days from August the 21st, 2017 and September the 23rd, 2017, and is known on that day, Revelation 12, where the lady in the sky will have 12 stars above her heads and the moon under her feet. And that's Revelation 12, and that's 33 days from August the 21st. Now, since then, we have seen the omens coming to fruition. We have seen death and destruction from Hurricane Harvey, from this upcoming Hurricane Irma. We've seen death and destruction and chaos, and famine, from the wildfires on the West Coast, the biggest in LA County's history. While everyone's paying attention, the biggest fire in LA County history is happening right now as we speak. We're seeing record-breaking heat waves on the West Coast. On top of that, there's no more sanctions. There's nothing else we could do to North Korea. And North Korea launch a missile over Japan. North Korea detonate the biggest nuclear bomb they have capable yet underneath ground to cause a 6.3 earthquake. We're on the brinks of World War III. Russia, China, United States of America, folks. And what else is crazy is this breaking news right here. Southeastern Idaho rocked by nearly 80 earthquakes in the past 2 days, and the swarms doesn't show signs of stopping. Alright, so the link's going to be at the bottom. They had a record over 5,000 earthquakes in the past 2 years. Just 5,000 earthquakes in the past 2 years where Yellowstone Volcano is. On top of that, they had the largest recorded earthquake that just happened on the border, Idaho-Wyoming state border. In a decade to a century, a 5.3 earthquake and aftershock strike Idaho-Wyoming state border area. And the link's going to be at the bottom, and it says, a 5.3 earthquake followed by half a dozen aftershocks have struck Idaho near the state border with Wyoming, some 28 kilometers east of Soda Springs, which has a population of roughly 3,000 people. The USGS announced the earthquake, which struck just before 6 p.m., was registered primarily 10 kilometers, 6.2 miles in depth. Several aftershocks measuring from 3.1 to 4.1 magnitude have been recorded following the initial quake. And that's happening right in the center, in the caldera of Yellowstone National Park, where the supervolcano is. Now, breaking news. People are saying, don't make the mess with Yellowstone supervolcano worse. Geologists warned from NASA. Now, this is NASA, our government. 2 weeks ago, we reported that Brian Wilcox, a former member of the NASA Advisory Council on Planetary Defense, had shared a report on what the space agency considered one of the greatest natural threats to human civilization, the Yellowstone supervolcano. Following an article published by the BBC about supervolcano last month, a group of NASA researchers got in touch with the media to share a report previously unseen outside the space agency about the threat Yellowstone poses and what the hypothesize could possibly be done about it. Yellowstone is currently leaking about 60% of its heat into the atmosphere through the stream of waters, which seeps into the magma. So just 2 years ago, every hour and a half to 2 hours, you used to be able to go see the water geyser. A year later, the time got cut down in half to every single 30 minutes to 40 minutes. Now this year, they're shutting off geysers, and every single 15 to 30 minutes, water geysers are being shot up in the air. And this is where all the heat goes. And that's 60 to 70% of the heat. And that's what this article says. Now, NASA, Wilcock hypothesized that if enough heat was removed and temperatures of the supervolcano dropped, it would never erupt. But he wants to see a 35% decrease in temperature, and how to achieve that is incredibly risky. One possibility is to simply increase the amount of water in the supervolcano. Alright, so what's going on, folks, is that Yellowstone is on the verge of eruption. I'm not sure if it's going to erupt today, tomorrow, next month, a year, 2 years from now. But it's inevitable that Yellowstone Volcano is going to erupt. And NASA is now trying to figure out a way to decrease the temperature threshold by 35%. This is the No Face Moon. Please like, subscribe. Please stay a close eye on this Yellowstone Volcano. We got fires in LA County, the biggest in history. We got the record-breaking of heat waves on the West Coast. And it's not just from our atmosphere. It's also from the ground underneath our feet, warming up, sending, just like it says, heat to our atmosphere. This is the movement. Moving to next time. Facing off.